Faith Hufford and I'm reporting for Lexington Commons, and today we're at the Lexington Humane Society Adoption Center where we're going to be talking to volunteer Ellen Newville. So come on in!
My name is Ellen Newville. I am a volunteer here at the Lexington Humane Society, and I've been volunteering here for about 5 years. I do have a full-time job. I work for a Verizon business as a program manager, but I work out of my home. So it's a little isolated, and I actually started volunteering here at the shelter as a way to get out of the house and meet some people and just really get involved. I'm not originally from Lexington. Originally from New Jersey. Came here via Houston, Texas. So I didn't really know a whole lot of people, and working from home I wasn't meeting people at work, so it seemed like this would be a great place to get to know some people, and having something in common, the fact that we all love animals, is a good icebreaker. So that's really why I started volunteering. First of all, the Lexington Humane Society is it's funded 100% on donations. Without people writing those big checks, the shelter couldn't do what they do, and it is a great thing that they do. And I think it's wonderful that there are people out there who are able to write those checks. Unfortunately, I don't have those resources to be able to do that. What I do have is time, and I can give my time and have that be of value to the shelter. And I figure for every hour of volunteer work I do, that's an hour they don't need to pay an employee to work, and therefore I'm making my contribution in a very significant way, and it's definitely always been appreciated, and I get so much out of it, not just working with the animals, but working with people who are here because they care about the welfare of animals. That's what this whole place is all about, and the employees here are just amazing. They do a very, at times, unglamorous job for not a whole lot of pay. And the reason they are here is because they do care about the animals, and you really have to have a lot of respect for them. And I've enjoyed spending time with them, being able to assist them in their quest, in their mission to take care of the animals that can't speak for themselves. What most people think of as volunteering, one of the functions of volunteers is what we call pet partnering, which is coming here to the shelter or to our satellite location at PetSmart in Hamburg Pavilion and spending time one-on-one with the animals. We have at any given time over 300 animals available for adoption, and the staff, as much as they love them, can't spend time with every single animal every single day. So we really rely on volunteers to come in and spend time with the animals, just playing with them, treating them like you would treat your family pet, so that the animals can maintain the socialization necessary for when they do find their forever homes and become a part of their new families. So volunteers come in to pet partner, and they'll take the dogs out of their cages and let them run around in the backyard, or they'll just take them into a room and let them sit on their laps, or play with them. They'll play fetch, they'll play catch, they'll groom them. The same with the cats. We get the cats out of the cage and just spend some time individually with the cats, one-on-one, giving them affection, giving them attention, and making sure that they are keeping up that social contact with people that's so important for animals as they become pets. It's a very good point. As I said, I'm not originally from Lexington, so I didn't know a lot of people here. It has been an outlet for me to get involved in my community, and being an organization that is so affiliated with the community itself, because the Humane Society does work closely with Lexington Fayette Animal Care and Control. It really is becoming involved in the community as a whole, and it's not just working here at the shelter. We have a lot of events that take us out into the community. We have, for example, coming up the Rolex equestrian event, where we every year have a tent, actually a couple of tents that are manned by our volunteers. We sell our merchandise. We have a doggy daycare for people who come and bring their dogs with them, and want to let their dogs have some time out if they want to go into the stadium or such. So we go out there every year. We're there for the entire event, and we have volunteers out there with adoptable dogs, showing them off, getting some of them new homes. So we get to be involved there. We also have what we call portable information centers, where we go to various events throughout the community and just set up a table with some information about the Humane Society, what our mission is, what our goals are, what we have to offer. And those are always staffed by volunteers as well. Sometimes we'll have adoptable animals on display, but we go to things like movie premieres or community events and we set up our PICs there. I worked one recently that was one of the local neighborhoods had a dog show for the neighbors, and they, you know, all the neighbors could bring their dogs out, and they had different competitions, and it was a natural fit for us to be there. So, what have I learned? I have learned. First of all, I've learned what it takes to take care of these animals. And you know, people have a vision of the dog pound, which is not always such a good vision. What I've learned is that there is a place for animals to go when they are not, when their owners are no longer able to take care of them, where they will be given another chance. It's not the doom and gloom that a lot of people think of. It's a place where there are people who are willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that these animals have a second chance at life. I've learned that a lot more money goes into these animals than is asked for them in return. So again, the importance of contributions from people in both time and money in order to support that mission. And I've learned that there are people out there who want to speak for the animals since they can't speak for themselves. You know, I think one of the best things for me, because I do spend a lot of time working here at the shelter, and I've actually been trained a little bit more, so I work as an adoptions counselor. I get to see the people making the connection with an animal and deciding that that's the animal for them, and making the decision to make that animal part of their lives, which can be such an exciting thing. And everybody has their own idea of what that perfect animal is. We recently had a woman come in looking at cats. She specifically asked us to point out the cats that were maybe not so adoptable or that would have a harder time for whatever reason, whether they were older animals or special needs animals. She specifically wanted to look at the animals that other people overlooked for one reason or another. So we pointed her towards a few of our favorite cats, and she spent some time with them. She actually ended up taking home 2 of our special cats, one of whom was a kitty named Sandra D, who has a neurological condition. It's something that she will have for her entire life, and it will need to be dealt with for her entire life, but it's not life-threatening. It just makes her a little bit sideways. She holds her head to the side, she walks a little wobbly, sometimes she might even fall over, but it's not going to impact her long-term. It's just something that an owner needs to be aware of and needs to take extra special care. The other cat she adopted was one that we've had since he was just a baby, and he was coming up on a year old, so almost a year with us. He had some socialization issues with people. He loved other cats and loved spending time with them, but people made him nervous. So there were some people he felt a little bit closer to, some that could handle him, but for the most part he shied away. So he was getting overlooked because he wasn't an outgoing and social cat. We knew he could be with the right guidance, and so we suggested this particular cat, and he actually let her pet him right off the bat. So there was an instant bond, and it was really good to see both of those cats get that second chance at a happy life. So that made me happy.
You plan on continuing to serve as a volunteer here?
Absolutely. It's, you know, as I said, I've been doing it for about 5 years. I've been getting more and more involved over the years in addition to pet partnering and working here at the Adoption Center, working all of the events. I also foster kittens for the shelter. I almost always have some kittens running around my house. Actually just turned in 2 the other day and had to come in and check, and one of them's already been adopted, which is great. I've fostered over 118 kittens over my years. So, you know, what I've gotten out of it in terms of not only meeting the people and spending the time with the animals and knowing that I'm doing something positive for my community and for a very worthy organization, the rewards I get from that make everything I put into it worthwhile. So it's definitely something I plan to continue doing for as long as I can. Well, you know, in all honesty, and you can ask pretty much anybody affiliated with the shelter, our goal is to no longer have a need for us in the community. You know, through education, through our outreach programs, our goal is to make sure that every animal has a home, that there are no unwanted animals out there, through spaying and neutering, reducing overpopulation, and ensuring that people are making the right decisions when they adopt. So, you know, in all honesty, the goal is to not have a reason to volunteer anymore.